Hello guys, it's another episode
Yeah.
that is trending in the US.
Yeah. Breaking news, sit down and listen close. The story that they're selling might not be what matters most. 5 aircraft down the ticker running red across the screen. But who controls the narrative determines what it means. We interrupt your program with the latest from the front. Another drone is missing, another press release stunt. The anchors got their talking points, the generals got the spin. And somewhere in the middle is the truth they buried in. February 28th, the bombs began to fall. Operation Epic Fury, they said they take it all. Khamenei in the cross as the opening hours were done. 2 nations writing history with missile smoking guns. I ran fire back in 48 across 7 lands they spread. True promise war was the answer to every bomb they said. Iraq, Kuwait, the Gulf, they shaking. Oil prices shot the sky, and every expert on the panel had a different reason why the ceasefire came in April. Pakistan sitting in the chair. 2 weeks of quiet breathing, then the deal dissolved in air. Trump posted war is over, said the strait was open wide. Pentagon confirmed that nothing matched the things he said inside. 5 planes down, the screen says panic. Who's controlling what you see? 24 Reapers in the wreckage, $30 million each, 29 billion on the ledger. Nobody wants to read, the media spins the headline. You just gotta plant the seed. 5 planes down, Iraqis burning, Strait of Hormuz running tight. The studio lights are always on, somebody owns the night. Don't believe the first dispatch, don't believe the final word. In the space between 2 narratives, the real story gets blurred. Four F-15 strike eagles lost across the open sky. 3 of them from friendly fire, Kuwaiti jets went wide. The 4th went down in April over Iran's defended ground. The crew got out alive, 2 MC-130s burned on the ground. They blew them up themselves so that the Iranians couldn't take the hardware that was left behind. A cold strategic calculation made 1 Iraq's on the tarmac sitting on an open bay. A May investigation asked why it wasn't moved away. Now 5 planes in a week, the Midas touchman says it loud. Iranian state media ran the numbers, read them to the crowds. And comm says assets accounted for, the math don't always match. That's the oldest game in wartime, everybody counts the catch. The left says Trump is panicking, the right says total when the truth is 42 aircraft with the audit just begin. The comptroller told the Congress that the bill hit 29. Somebody's gonna pay for it and it won't be the design. The anchors interrupt each other, breaking news at every break. The algorithm needs the outrage more than accuracy can take. Iran State TV says victory, Pentagon says stable ground. And regular people filling up their tanks, notice what they found. Northern Iraq, the IRGC launched strikes on the separatist base. They say the groups are working with the Americans in place. The proxy war runs underneath the headline everybody reads. The official story covers up the unofficial scene. This is not new geography, this map was drawn before. Every generation gets a different name for the same war. The Strait of Hormuz sits there like the door nobody owns. 400 tankers waiting, nations counting what they're owed. Lebanon is burning again, Hezbollah rejecting deals. Israel pushing further south, the ceasefire slowly peels. The Mo is a work in progress, Trump says largely done. Tehran says the demands he made unwound what was begun. So here we are in plastic bricks, building what the news reports. Lego diplomats in conference rooms, Lego aircraft at the forts. The satire isn't in the blocks, it's in the gap you see between what power says it did and what it claims to be. 5 planes down, 29 billion, 42 confirmed ceasefire. Twice announced, twice questioned, lessons still unlearned. The panic might be real, the spin is definitely true. The only thing that's certain is they're not just talking to you. This has been your Iron Lego update. Study what you heard. The bricks don't lie, but those who build the story move the words. Iran Lego animation, read between the frame. The news keeps changing faces, but the game remains the game. The memorandum sitting on the table half unsigned. Both sides want a victory they can sell to their own kind. Trump says largely negotiated, announcement coming soon. Tehran says the demands he added poison the whole room. 60 days to talk about the nuclear stockpile stored, highly enriched uranium, the thing they all ignore. The sanctions lift their frozen assets, Hormuz running free. Every point connects to money, power, and geography. Scott Besson at the hearing, Treasury counting costs. The economic pressure mounting every barrel that was lost. Inflation at its highest, grocery shelves reflecting war. The regular household budget is the battlefield ignored. Nobody put that on the ticker, nobody ran that clip. The anchor moved to breaking news before the numbers drip. That is how the media machine decides what rises up, what gets the tyrant treatment, and what gets to follow up. Yeah. 24 Reapers at 30 million pieces of the bill, 720 million reasons sitting on that hill. The Air Force chief said Reapers were the most valuable players still, even losing 24 of them, they're saying it was real. The MQ-1 they mentioned in the video is old technology, a 1990s platform. The detail tells you something about the story. When the numbers get recycled and the models get confused, the listener stops counting and the headline gets reused. Iran built its own drone industry while sanctions shut the door, shaved black from flying long before this particular war. The asymmetric arithmetic was obvious to see. Cheap drones versus billion-dollar systems, that is the strategy. And somewhere in the factory, the next generation waits while negotiators argue over memorandum dates. The hardware keeps evolving faster than the paperwork it's signed. That is the war beneath the war that rarely gets the time. Back home, the press conference podium is standing in the light. One official says it's going well, the next is brace for night. The drone poured at the White House, trending on the morning feed. A man announced the structure while the war was in the lead. That is the detail that the commentary latched on. The heart, a trivial announcement in the middle of the yard. But symbolism travels faster than a policy brief does, and the algorithm rewards the strange more than the serious buzz. Congress asking questions about timelines and about the end. The Pentagon said classified. The committees had to bend 29 billion approved, but the final number climbs. Somebody's auditing the future on somebody else's dimes. A midterm calculation running quiet in the back. Every vote connected to the body bags and the tax. That is not cynicism, that is how the system runs. The votes get counted after all the smoke clears from the guns. 400 tankers waiting at the Strait when it was sealed. The fertilizer shortage hit before the deal was even real. Global South economies felt the tremor in the grain. Bangladesh and Egypt running numbers in the rain. Lebanon absorbed another front while headlines lit the way. Hezbollah rejecting disarmament for another day. Israel pushing south again, the ceasefire line erased. The region is a layered conflict, nobody fully traced. Russia watching, China watching, Crink alliance in the bread. Every major power calculating what the outcome feeds. If Hormuz opens permanently, the pressure redistributes. If it stays a bargaining chip, the leverage never dissipates. The world economy is downstream from a waterway so thin, 21 miles wide at minimum, and everything flows in. That is not a metaphor, that is the actual geography. Whoever controls that corridor controls the energy. So we built it all in Blender, every frame a common piece. Every Lego diplomat is asking for a lasting peace. Every Lego soldier standing where the real one stood before. The plastic makes it visible. The visible unlocks the door. Tonight and got the version someone chose. You watch this animation in the frame behind it shows. The panic might be theater, the strikes are documented real. The 42 confirmed aircraft are not part of the appeal. I ran Lego animation, this is what the bricks are for. Not to glorify the conflict, but to show you what's in store. When the media controls the frame, you need a second eye. Satirical and surgical, we're asking you the question why. This has been the continuation, study every word. The loudest headline isn't always the most important heard. I ran Lego animation, the news rebuilt in blocks, cause the truth needs different angles when the spin never stops.